I just wanted to share this video from the Mighty Quest for Epic Loot. It's a great game, and this is the best map I've seen so far. Map made by someone named Brody, and it was insanely freaking hard. There's snipers everywhere, there's glue, you can't get past anything, and it's the hardest castle that I've been through. So after trying and trying and trying and failing, I made a deal with myself that if I passed it, I would make a video, and I did. And basically this is a great way to show you what the game is like. You basically build a castle, put traps in it, and put the monsters in it, and try to make it so that your opponents can't pass. If they pass, they get a little bit of treasure from you, and you can do the same to them, etc., etc. Now, this particular castle was insanely hard. The snipers could insta-kill me, basically. You know, they would headshot me and poof, I was dead. There's defenders that would put up their shields and then I can't shoot anything. There's sticky walls that would prevent you from timing the traps right, and then you get catapulted into these, fire pits. And it was just insanely hard. But eventually, after many, many tries, I passed it. And I thought that this was such a good job from the guy that made the map, guy or gal, I don't know, but whoever made the map did a great job, and I figured it was worthwhile to share. So check it out. The other thing that's kind of interesting is that in order for the castle to be validated that you make, you have to be able to go through it yourself and clear it. And everything that you don't kill and everything that you don't trigger is just asleep. So in order for your castle to work right, you have to be able to go through it and pass it to prove that it can be done, right? To validate. And like I said, this castle was really, really hard to pass. A big reason for that probably is that it was 2 levels above my character's level, which means that it's really hard because everything can kill you really quickly. But it was fun to do. And this is one of those games that when you try it out, it's kind of addicting. It's very simple. All you have to do is go to opponents' castles and raid them and either pass them or not. And after you do that, you go to your own castle and you make a little better. You see some ideas that you can implement yourself. For example, these glue, sticky, green wall things. They're insanely hard when they're next to the spring traps that catapult you into fire, for example. It makes the timing really, really hard. So this is a game that I would highly recommend. It's called The Mighty Quest for Epic Loot. You can go to www.themightyquest.com and download it there. It's free to play, which means you can try it out at no cost, and you get these different kinds of heroes. There's a magician, which is the one I'm using at this particular video. There's a ranger type that shoots arrows, and an archer, whatever it's called. And there's a knight that's a melee kind of character, and they're all pretty fun to play. They're very different. You can pick different skills for them. You have this skill tree which comes out, and you get to pick different abilities, and you can switch them around if you want. It's an open beta, so there's a few quirks here and there. As you saw a minute ago, there was a little bit of lag there. Sometimes those things happen. And if you find a bug, just report it and make sure that you let them know what it is like in the forums so that they can fix it. But all in all, to be honest, the quality is quite high. It's a very fun game to play, and it's an interesting concept because it's a little bit different than most of the stuff that's out there these days, in my opinion. But I like it. It's pretty good, and it's worth trying. And like I said, when you do find a lot of the castles are pretty easy, but when you do find a castle that's really hard, and I don't mean just a little hard, I mean really hard, it kind of compels you to go ahead and try to make it through it, because it's a challenge. And I really do hope that they continue developing it in a way that makes that particular kind of challenge more widespread, because there's not a lot of castles that are that difficult, but it's kind of cool when you come across them. So what happens when you're going through the castle and you're at the end, if you can kill all the enemies, all the monsters that are defending, then you can have access to whatever treasures lying around, and take it. There's two things that you can do. One is you can try to beat the time. On the top right, you see the time. That's the fastest time that's been recorded in the castle. So if you can go through it faster than that, you get, I suppose, first place and a little bit of extra treasure. And next to that, you have the time that you're doing right now. And like I said, I think it's a really fun game. In this particular case, after many, many tries, I just finished off the last guy, right? So now, after that, normally there's different, these sort of gold and other treasure that you go to the mines and destroy them, and you get a little bit of treasure. That's kind of a bonus for having gone through everything. And then at the end here, you reach the treasure room, and if you're the first one during the day that gets there, you get extra stuff. But anyway, this was a great castle. It took me forever to do it, but it was an awesome job. It was one of those ones that was put together really well. And the funny part is it was really, really hard, as you can see here in these few little pics at the end. It was impossible. So at any rate, I hope you can try this game. It's really good, it's really fun, and if you see something that you like, copy it and make your castle better.
Get me out of here! I won't be able to resist. You're not very good at this, are you?